Living in Jacksonville, Florida is unbeatable. Here's 30 reasons why. Most people have no clue what Jacksonville is really all about. And honestly, that works out for the rest of us. But if you're even thinking about moving to Florida and haven't looked at Jacksonville, you're skipping the best kept secret in the state. This city's got more going for it than most people realize. And I'm not just talking about tourist fluff or brochure hype. I'm talking about tacos that will make Texas jealous, beachfront sunrises, secret islands to explore, and a lifestyle most people don't even know exists. Jacksonville gives you the dream people move to Florida hoping to find, just without the chaos, the crowds, or the crushing price tags. Stay tuned, because I'm breaking down 30 real reasons this place is unbeatable. And by the end of this video, you're gonna see the city in a completely different way. So here's the deal. This isn't one of those top 10 reasons to move to Florida videos where someone just tells you that we have sunshine in a grocery store called Publix. You probably already know all of that. What you don't know, what most people never find out unless they live here, is that Jacksonville's built differently. It's got quirks, layers, little wins hiding in plain sight. And when you start to stack those up, that's when you realize this isn't just another Florida city. It's one that quietly checks all the boxes while others make the noise. I'm talking about the kind of local details that don't show up on Google search. You've got to either live here or know someone who does. Lucky for you, I've got both covered. Let's kick it off with one of the most unexpected Jacksonville things you'll ever hear. The best tacos in the city. They're all over the area, and I'm not even kidding about this one. So number one, the best tacos are all over and they're worth the drive. Let's get one thing straight. Jacksonville might have a lot of hidden gems, but tacos? Legit taco spots that locals would fight over. Start with Taco Lou. This place is a straight up institution. Funky vibe, tequila wall that could rival a museum, and tacos so legit you'll question everything you've ever eaten out of a tortilla. Try the bangin' shrimp tacos, which are my personal favorite, and tell me that it's not spiritual. Now, if you're up for a quick morning drive down to St. Augustine, Calico Cactus Cafe is the breakfast taco champion. Their tortillas are hand-pressed, eggs fluffy as clouds, and the queso packs just the right punch. It's the kind of spot that makes your Saturday morning feel like a small win. No matter your vibe, beachy brunch or taco happy hour, this area serves it up. You're not just getting flavor out of the microwave here. You're getting the real thing wrapped in foil and maybe even dripping on your steering wheel. Number two, you can paddleboard with manatees. This is not a joke. 1 minute you're sipping your coffee on the dock, the next you're out on the water and boom. There's about 1,000-pound sea cow just gliding under your paddleboard like it owns the place. And the truth is, it kind of does. In Jacksonville, especially around Ortega River, Fort George, or the Guana River, it's not rare to see manatees cruising alongside you. Slow, curious, and totally unbothered. And the thing is, this isn't some book a tour experience. Locals do this on random Saturdays in season. It's just part of living near all the untouched, quiet, and wild natural space. You don't even need a boat. You don't need a permit. You just need a paddleboard, a sense of wonder, and maybe a phone with a good camera because yeah, this is something you're gonna wanna show off. And if gliding past the sea cow before lunch sounds wild, just wait until the places you can go around here. Yeah, Jacksonville's has islands you've probably never even heard of, and you can actually visit them. Number three, Jacksonville has secret islands you can actually visit. Look, Florida has no shortage of coastline, but Jacksonville has something even cooler. Islands that locals try not to talk about just to keep them low key. Big Talbot Island, it's basically a hidden outdoor gallery made of driftwood and silence. Little Talbot, raw beaches with no buildings in sight. Then there's Huguenot Park, where you can just drive on the sand and watch the ships roll into Jack's Port like you have your own personal Nat Geo special. These aren't places like tiki bars and gift shops. They're wild, peaceful, a little bit mysterious, and they're right in our backyard. It's the kind of thing that makes Jacksonville feel like not just a city, but a gateway to your own Florida you didn't even know existed. And that's just scratching the surface. Jacksonville's full of stuff like this. Real off-the-map experiences that change how you think about Florida altogether. But let me hit the pause for a second before we keep going. Because if you're sitting there thinking, I had no idea this is what Jacksonville is really like, that's exactly why we make these videos. My team and I live here, work here, and help people relocate here every single week. And when you know what to look for and understand the areas best fit your lifestyle, Jacksonville becomes a whole different kind of opportunity. So whether you're moving across the country or across the street, reach out. All our contact info is in the description, and we'd love to be your Jacksonville real estate team of choice. Number 4, you can still get a house with a yard in Jacksonville, Florida for between $400,000 to $500,000. Can still get you a lot of house with space to breathe. We're not talking about 0 lot line townhomes jammed next to each other like sardines. We're talking yards, driveways, maybe even a garage you'll never even park anything in because it's full of gym equipment and old beach chairs. And these aren't far out, technically still in Jacksonville areas either. You'll find this in real neighborhoods with schools, parks, and neighborhoods who wave when others walk their dogs. Compared to Miami or Tampa, it feels like a cheat code. People visit expecting to settle for less and leave realizing they can actually upgrade their lifestyle. But it's not just the space you get here, it's what the space opens you up for in your daily life. Because when you live in a place like this, even something as simple as watching the sunrise turns into a magical moment. Number 5, the Northeast Florida sunrises will change you. There's something different about the light here. Ask anyone who's ever stood barefoot in the sand at 6:30 a.m. and watched the sun come up over the Atlantic. It's a whole different kind of reset. Whether you're up for a morning run on the beach, walking the dog, or just sipping coffee while the world wakes up, it feels like you're going to start your day off ahead of everyone else. It's calm, it's quiet, and it hits your nervous system in a way that you didn't even know you needed. And the wild part? You don't need to schedule a trip or set an alarm. That sunrise, it's just part of life here. Now imagine wrapping up the morning on the beach and heading straight into a brewery before lunch, because yeah, Jacksonville keeps you balanced like that. Number 6, breweries are quietly some of the best in Florida. We don't shout about it like some cities, but Jacksonville's brewery scene, it's low-key incredible. You've got Arendolf in a former ice factory, Intuition right by the stadium, and places like Bog and Southern Swells tucked into neighborhoods where you'd never expect them. These aren't bro-y hangouts with IPAs named after insider jokes. These are community hubs, dog-friendly patios, food trucks, and trivia nights. The kind of places where you stop in for one and end up staying for that sunset. And the best part? It feels like local, unpolished, real. Like a friend invited you over who also happens to brew incredible beer. And here's the thing, whether you're hitting breweries, beach trails, or backyard cookouts, that's what really makes Jacksonville unbeatable is the next one. Number 7, you'll find a community that matches you guaranteed. Jacksonville isn't a one-size-fits-all. It's more like 5 cities in one with completely different vibes, depending on where you land. You've got the beach crowd in Neptune and Atlantic, the suburban families in Nocatee and Rivertown, creatives and professionals in San Marco and Springfield, and retirees soaking up the easy life in places like Del Webb or Reverie. Whether you're into block parties, brewery crawls, golf carts, yoga on the lawn, or just want neighbors who respect your peace and quiet, there's a place for you here. And it's not just a house, it's a fit. That's the difference most people don't think about when moving. But here, it matters. Because when the place fits, the rest of your life does too. Number 8, in Jacksonville, you can still actually get a house, not a townhome, in a technically 3 bedrooms, if you count the closet, a real single-family home with grass, a driveway, and maybe even enough space to forget about your own neighbors. For under $500,000, you've got options. You want a fenced yard for your dog? Done. Room for a playset or a barbecue grill? Easy enough. And you're not stuck in the middle of nowhere. You're still close to schools, shops, and beach access, if that's your thing. Other Florida cities are pricing people out of the basic space, but Jacksonville still lets you have some options. And the best part, the yard of yours might be 15 minutes from the beach, and you'll actually want to go there, because unlike most of Florida, ours aren't packed like a theme park. Number 9, you get the beach without the crowds. Florida's known for its beaches, but let's be honest, half of them are Instagram traps and more tourists than seashells. Jacksonville's different. Atlantic, Neptune, and Jax Beach still feel like neighborhoods with sand attachment. You can actually find parking, walk straight to the water, and not step over 12 selfie sticks in a bachelorette party. It's kind of beach life that still feels livable. Sunrise walks, weekday lunch breaks on the dunes, or just a quiet place to think. It's all right here, without the noise. It's one of the last coastal spots in Florida where you don't need VIP passes just to enjoy the ocean. But don't let the calm beaches fool you. Jacksonville knows how to turn it up when it wants to, especially on Sundays in the fall. Topic 10. Jaguars fandom is the city's own culture. All right, look, we're not going to pretend last season was legendary, but in the city, being a Jags fan is more than football. It's a badge of honor. Tailgates still go hard, the community still shows up, and no matter the score, someone somewhere is yelling, "Duval!" loud enough to shake a car alarm. It's not about wins, it's about us. This team is stitched into the identity of the city. We show up because it's ours, because the stadium's right on the river, the vibe is eclectic, and whether it's a comeback or a blowout, people make it to an event. Being part of the fan base, it's gritty, it's loyal, and it's the real Jacksonville. But now I want to hear from you. What's your favorite part of living in Jacksonville, Florida? Or if you're planning the move, which area fits your vibe? Drop a comment down below that swaps stories with local favorites. Number 11, St. John's River isn't just a river, it's a way of life. The St. John River slices through Jacksonville, and it's not just a backdrop. It's a lifestyle. You've got boating, kayaking, riverside dining, water taxis, even entire neighborhoods like Ortega and San Marco that wrap around the areas like it's part of their DNA. People fish off the docks before work, sunset cruises are Tuesday night plans, and the Riverwalk downtown, it's one of the most underrated spots to breathe, reset, and see the skyline up close. In most cities, a river is just a geography. Here, it's part of how we live. And speaking of the good life, and if I told you that all this comes without a state income tax draining your paycheck? Number 12, no state income tax. Let's just say it plain. No state income tax means more of your money stays in your pocket. Whether you're relocating from New York, California, or anywhere that's bleeding your paycheck, moving to Jacksonville is like getting an instant raise without changing jobs. And it's not just the taxes. The cost of living here compared to other big cities is still refreshingly realistic. You can build a life here without selling your soul to the housing market or cutting avocado toast out of your budget. And for you retirees coming to Florida, you know this one is a big bonus. But it's not just affordable, it's accessible. And nothing proves that more than what happens the second you land in Jacksonville, Florida. Number 13, the airport is surprisingly nice. The Jacksonville airport doesn't get enough credit. It's clean, easy to navigate, security lines are fairly quick, and you get to the curb to your gate in around 20 minutes or so, no joke. Flying in or out feels like a relief, not a full day event. And when you travel often, that starts to matter a lot. Bonus points, parking is affordable, rideshare is painless, and the terminals aren't jammed with chaos and overpriced salads. It's like the rest of the city, chill, efficient, and just functional enough to feel like a secret. And when you finally get back from the trip, first stop, food. Because if you're not hitting up the local barbecue spot within 48 hours of landing, why are you even coming back to Jacksonville? Number 14, real barbecue lives here. Jacksonville doesn't need to advertise its barbecue. It just lets the smell do the talking. Whether it's brisket from the bearded pig, ribs at Moho, or pulled pork sandwiches that practically melt before they hit your tongue, barbecue here is the real deal. Smoky, saucy, no frills, and full flavor. These aren't polished chains with laminated menus. They're joints with smokers out back and napkins on the table. The kind of places where everyone has their spot and won't shut up about it. It's regional, it's authentic, and it's finger-licking Jacksonville. And after the meal, you're gonna wanna walk it off. So good news, this city practically dares you to spend time outside. Number 15, nature is right in your backyard. Jacksonville is massive, like the biggest city by land area in the entire United States, which means there's a whole lot of green space to explore. We've got nature preserves, wooded trails, marshes, creeks, and parks that stretch for miles. The Timucua Preserve, untouched. St. Augustine, scenic and historic. And even in the right neighborhoods, you'll find trails carved between pines and oaks that look like something that came out of a movie. Here, nature isn't something you plan around. It's something you just walk into, and it never stops being beautiful. If you're standing there thinking, okay, Jacksonville might actually be the move, there's probably a good reason for that. Every week we help people just like you figure out not just how to move, but where they'll fit, what they'll love, and how to make it smooth. So if you're even thinking about relocating, reach out to us. Our team will gladly help you land exactly where you're meant to be. Number 16, you can still find mom and pop everything. Jacksonville's not overrun by chains, at least not in the places that matter. You want a real barbershop where they know your name, a breakfast spot where the biscuits weigh more than your phone, a bookstore that smells like pages instead of burnt coffee. We've got it all. All of it, places like the Metro Diner, Chamblin Book Mine, White Way Deli, spots that have held it down for decades without selling out or rebranding. You'll find that family-run Thai restaurants next to vintage repair shops, no one trying to gentrify the charm out of them. It's the lived in, loved on, locals first feeling that makes everything taste better, look cooler, and feel more personal. And when the city's built on that kind of authenticity, making real connections just comes easier. Number 17, it's easier to make friends here. Are we a big city? Sure, but it doesn't feel cold. In Jacksonville, people are surprisingly open. You strike up conversations in line at Publix. You get invited to cookouts after one brewery night trivia. Parents chat it up at the parks while their kids throw mulch at each other. Maybe it's Southern roots, maybe it's the community culture, maybe it's just that people here are actually happy to live where they live, and they want you to feel that too. Either way, it's easier to build a circle here than in a lot of those high-speed, high-rent cities where everyone's just surviving. And once you've found your people, the good times come fast. Because around here, there's always something going on that feels like it was made just for the locals. Number 18, local events feel like neighborhood reunions. Jacksonville does events differently too. From Art Walk downtown to Porch Fest in Springfield, from Mayport seafood festivals to concerts in the sand. You're not just watching, you're part of it. These aren't sterile, roped-off experiences. They feel like someone threw a huge block party and the whole city showed up. Dogs, kids, lawn chairs, and all of it is casual. It's local, and it brings together all kinds of people who'd never cross paths otherwise. Whether you're into farmers markets, food truck rallies, or live music on Wednesday night, there's always something happening, and it always feels like it's yours. Speaking of community, there's one group that's deeply woven into the DNA of Jacksonville. And this city doesn't just support them, it shows up for them. Number 19, the military is respected and integrated into Jacksonville. Jacksonville is a military town and proud of it. Between Naval Air Station Jax, or NAS Jax, and Mayport, there's a strong Navy presence here. And it's not just visible, it's embraced. You'll see flags flying, uniforms in line at the grocery store, and military families who have planted roots here for the long haul. The community supports its service members with everything from veteran-owned business, job programs, and local discounts to beyond that. It's about respect. People look out for each other here, and that extends well beyond the base. It's part of the identity of this place. Strong, loyal, and deeply grounded in service. And honestly, one of the biggest reasons military families stay here the long haul after retirement, it's everything we talk about in this video. Topic 20. Dog life here is basically a lifestyle brand. Let's be real. If you've got a dog, Jacksonville might be your pup's dream city. Between the dog-friendly breweries, beach access, shaded parks, and even events like Yappy Hours, this town rolls out the red carpet for four-legged locals. You'll find dog-friendly trails in places like Gowanna Marine Preserve, dog-friendly beaches, where tails outnumber towels, and entire communities where it's not weird to see a water bowl on every porch. The vibe here? Dogs aren't just pets, they're part of the local scene. And the wild part? Your dog might even have more friends than you do. The city doesn't just make space for pets, it designs life around them. Number 21, public schools are competitive, but do your homework. Jacksonville's public school system is a mixed bag, but the top areas are really strong. St. Johns County consistently ranks as one of the best districts in Florida, and Duval has some standout magnet and charter options. If schools matter to you, the key is research. The difference between decent and fantastic could be one zip code away. The good news? You don't have to spend $1 million to land in a solid district. And when school's out, the weekend rolls in, you get something rare for a coastal city. Room to relax without all the tourist chaos. Number 22, you can live coastal without the chaos. Jacksonville Beach doesn't feel like a postcard. It feels like home. It's casual, lived in, and still has more locals than influencers. You're not stepping over tour groups or paying $40 a valet to touch the sand. It's a beach town that works for real life, not just vacation photos. And getting around the coastal life, way less painful than you might think. Number 23, traffic is manageable. Yes, really. Sure, we've got some bridge backups and the occasional rush hour crawl, but compared to Miami or Orlando, it's a breeze. Multiple highways, plenty of side roads, and wide open roadways keep things moving. You might groan once in a while, but you won't lose your mind in gridlock. And because you're not stuck in your car all day, you've actually got time and energy to do the next thing more often. Number 24, the weather actually helps you stay active. Jacksonville has just enough seasons to keep things interesting and just enough sunshine to keep you moving. From beach runs in February to backyard workouts in fall, the weather supports an active lifestyle without the year-long brutal humidity or endless rain you get in other parts of Florida. People surf, paddleboard, hike, or hit the trails year-round. It's not forced fitness, it's just built into the rhythm of the city. And as Jacksonville grows, it's not just the lifestyle that keeps maturing, it's the economy too. Number 25, we're quietly becoming a tech and logistics hub. Jacksonville isn't shouting this from the rooftops, it's a bit under the radar. It's booming, tech startups, fintech firms, and supply chain giants are planting roots. And thanks to Jacksport, rail, and growing infrastructure, that means jobs, opportunity, and stability for folks moving in. And it's not all corporate either. Co-working spots, local accelerators, and remote work flexibility are making Jacksonville more attractive to entrepreneurs too. It's not flashy like Austin or Miami, but if you're looking for a long-term growth without all the hype, Jacksonville is playing the long game. Number 26, Jacksonville is huge in the best way. Jax covers more land than any other city in the United States. And it's not just some trivia night flex. It means more space, more neighborhoods, more options. You're not getting jammed into a single vibe. You want beachy and laid back? Done. Prefer historic and walkable? We've got that. Prefer new construction, space, and a golf cart? Easy enough. You can stretch out here without feeling boxed in. And all that room is exactly why you can still live the beach town dream without needing a hedge fund to pull it off. Number 27, a beach town vibe without the price tag. Most coastal cities come with insane price tags, where just being near the water feels like a luxury tax. But in Jacksonville, you can actually live the lifestyle. Beach mornings, salt in your hair, sand in your car for a price that doesn't wreck your finances. People live a mile from the water in homes that aren't bidding war battle zones. There are still condos and bungalows and even family homes that don't require generational wealth to own. It's not just affordable, it's attainable, and that changes everything. But even if you do get the itch to explore beyond city lines, Jacksonville's got secret card up its sleeve. Number 28, you're about an hour from Georgia, and you'll use that. 1 hour north and boom, you're in Georgia. The quick drive opens up places like St. Mary's, Driftwood Beaches, seafood shacks, even access to Savannah for weekend getaways. It's the kind of regional access that makes day trips a thing again. People underestimate how cool it is to cross state lines just to reset your weekend, and it never gets old. But even if you stay in town, Jacksonville has layers. One of the coolest, it's got a creative streak that most people never see coming. Number 29, there's a creative scene you did not expect. Jacksonville's art and music culture is way deeper than people give it credit for. Murals pop up in alleys, jazz bands play outdoor markets, and in neighborhoods like Murray Hill and Riverside Pulse with creativity. You've got local galleries, pop-up shows, poetry readings, indie concerts, and whole streets that feel like open-air art walks. It's raw, it's hometown, and it's never trying too hard. If you're even a little creative or just love being around people who are, you'll feel it. It's the same kind of city where making things actually matters. And when a city lets you be creative, get outdoors, build something, or just be, that's when you know there's room for more than just living. Number 30, there's room to breathe here. Jacksonville doesn't try to be something it's not. There's space here, real space, physically, mentally, emotionally, Whether you're stretching out in your backyard, catching your breath on a beach walk, or just not battling for parking at every turn, it all adds up. You feel it. The city gives you room to figure things out, slow down a little, and build something real. That's why people move here, and that's why they stay. If all this sounds like the kind of place you've been trying to create, we get it. That's what brought us here too. Whether you're just exploring or you're ready to dive in, our team helps people make smart moves to Jacksonville every single week. We want you to reach out. Our info is right there on the screen and in the chat. We want to be your local real estate team of choice. And if you're still in exploration mode, no worries. Check out the playlist linked right here. It's full of neighborhood guides, tips you won't find on Zillow, and should really help you understand what living in Jacksonville, Florida is all about. My name is Andrew Michael. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.